everyone. My name is Adam Engel, and this is Mingle with Engel. It's been a crazy, super busy past few weeks. I mean, March Madness is in full gear. March Madness wrestling just finished up, so I've been super busy. The entire sky poured down upon us last week. It was a torrential downpour. In fact, on Twitter, I saw people at Chick-fil-A. The Chick-fil-A workers wear like little tents when they go to the cars and take people's orders. I mean, that's pretty ingenious. But, hey, we've got a special guest today, Dr. David Kersnar. You're the director of the OSU Theater Program, correct?
I am.
All right.
I've been here for 19 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
it's really exciting to be here.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me on Mingle with Engel.
Problem. Well, I'm just wondering, so 19 months, but most of it is in this COVID, I mean, what's that like? It must be pretty hectic.
Well, yeah, I had a few months where I was just getting my bearings and trying to figure out, because I come from Chicago. Did my schooling up in Chicago, originally from San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay.
And I started a company up in Chicago called Looking Glass Theater with my buddies out of Northwestern University, where we all went to school up there.
The Wildcats.
Yeah. That's right. There was 1995. We went to the Rose Bowl, so don't forget that.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So I was lucky enough to get an interview down here with someone that I worked with at Looking Glass Theater. They rigged we do a lot of circus stuff up there, very physical theater, adaptations of the Odyssey, Arabian Nights, Alice, Through the Looking Glass, do all that stuff. So I'm bringing that brand of creating new work down here. We're about creating theater makers. So we're not just about you auditioning for someone else's company, go to New York and try to make it big and have somebody else be in charge of your career.
Sure.
We're about helping you learn how to produce yourself so that you can invent the next forms of theater. Because if theater doesn't grow, change, transform, it dies.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I'm just thinking, like, with all due respect, it seems like just Oklahoma State, right? When people think Oklahoma State, they don't really
think theater, right? They think people
exactly.
Yeah, that's okay. Here's the best secret.
Yeah.
All you folks out in Oklahoma here need to understand.
All right.
Oklahoma is a gold mine. Oklahoma right now, even without any of the growth that's happening, is a $1 billion with a B entertainment industry state. There every year, that kind of income and revenue is streaming in. And our governor and the legislators have created tax breaks for major studio companies to come in and do productions here. There's dozens of productions that, they were happening before COVID. Now they're starting back up again. Martin Scorsese is doing a film adaptation of Killers of the Flower Moon.
Wow.
About the Trail of Tears. And
wow.
There was a Reagan biopic that was just done out in Guthrie.
Okay.
Some of our students got to be walk-ons for that.
That's awesome.
So in many ways, Oklahoma reminds me of when I came to Chicago 35 years ago, and they were trying to grow the entertainment industry out there. You have sound stages and all sorts of stuff, commercial industry out there. That's happening here now. So this is actually the land of opportunity.
Okay.
And I'm telling all of the folks that I know in the entertainment industry that this is actually a great place. And so here's the thing. OSU can take advantage of these new production companies because in order to get those tax breaks, they have to hire Oklahoma residents.
Oh, I see.
See, and they can't find enough people.
Okay.
So that's where we come in and the growth of our training program here.
So when you talk productions, are we talking like, Martin, of course, we're talking TV, but are we talking like plays, theater, or just, everything?
All the above.
All of the above.
There's fantastic music theater companies in OKC, the Lyric. There's Tulsa Rep. There's tons of established companies, but now honestly, it's very inexpensive to self-produce here. You could. I'm looking at some property out on Main Street here in Stillwater. We want to open a cabaret here.
A cabaret.
Yeah,
Oh,
Everyman,
interesting.
Bryson Baker's working on actually creating performance space there.
Wow.
I was eyeing. There was that place on the Strip that's for rent. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about grabbing that and maybe
Yeah.
putting something in. I think that this is a tourist town. People come here from all over and
That's true.
and they come here to go get a cheese fries at Eskimo Joe's.
Yeah.
We can offer a few other things.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I mean, let's remember that the game's happening on any given Saturday around here.
Right.
But there's other things that people need to do,
Absolutely.
and so we're looking at trying to expand that.
Yeah.
And also remember that Stillwater's the birthplace of red dirt music.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, and there was a lot going on here in the 70s. We need to bring that back. The innovations that happened. It's not just about Garth Brooks.
Yeah. Is there a plan, or is that something like you talk about red dirt? What do you want to do with that? I mean, you just want.
Well, we did with the shutdown with COVID, we did a full radio fall season.
Okay,
So we did War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
And that was a blast.
Yeah.
We
was
made
super
it
cool.
Yeah, we made you think that we were blowing up Boomer Lake.
Yeah.
Right. That we'd crunched all the party goers on the Strip.
Yeah.
That was a blast. So then we did Charlotte's Web, but we recorded that live out at the farm at the Gypsy Cafe,
Okay.
the birthplace of red dirt
Yeah.
music. And that was just amazing. You could feel the energy there. You could feel that there's something here that's different than anywhere else. And I think that people need to understand that, especially in the theater, we're looking for new stories. We're looking
Okay.
for new stories by diverse populations,
Yeah.
by different folks that, we're tired of hearing the same old stories from the coasts. People are really actually interested in stories from the Midwest, from the Mid-South.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where Oklahoma comes in. So
Yeah.
I think you're going to find we're starting up some new degrees.
Okay.
You're going to find some new stuff out here.
Like what? Can you not
Well,
tell
I'm,
us? Or
I'm not allowed to because
All right.
the Board of Regents they'll kill me if I
All
tell you
right.
what.
So-
But we'll just say it has something to do with new programs in music theater.
Oh, that would be fun.
And new programs specifically in acting, and also with media.
Yeah.
We do a lot of stuff with strategic communications
Sure.
and with media, where in a way we turned lemons into lemonade.
Yeah.
By doing these stream shows, like right now we're doing complete works of Shakespeare, which is
Yeah.
on the OMG app.
Okay.
We
and
have a theater show.
that's this week, right?
That's this weekend.
Okay, all right.
7:30 Friday night, 7:30 Saturday night, and 7:30 Sunday night.
Okay.
Just go on to download the OMG
Yeah.
app, go to the theater channel, and you can see this hilarious it's less than 90 minutes.
Okay.
We got a New York director,
All
and
right.
check this out. He directed
Yeah.
the entire show from his flat in New York City.
From Zoom.
Yeah, from Zoom.
That's
And so
yeah.
and so our students got to work with this amazing director.
Yeah.
And it was only because the guy has no work
Yeah,
because
right?
the entire indry shut
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So, in fact, in a couple weeks, we have Usman Ali coming in and doing a
Okay.
master class.
Wow.
I don't know if you saw Lemony Snicket,
Yeah.
the piece on Netflix. He
Yeah.
played Pincher Hands, right?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
was on Veep. He's done all this stuff. He's a really famous. Now he's famous, and he started as an intern
Yeah.
with my company.
So he's coming here to Stillwater, or
No, he's zooming in from his
He's
set
zooming
in
in.
Australia.
Wow.
He's on he's doing a film out there.
Yeah.
And he's going to tell people how a Pakistani American
Yeah.
who was born in Swaziland
Yeah.
is now this big time actor, and he started just like everybody else.
Yeah. No, that's
puts his
super
pants
cool.
on one leg at
Yeah.
a time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
super cool. Well, I was going back, you're talking about kind of going back or so many different things, and when you said you did the whole fall season with radio, I mean, because
Yeah.
of COVID,
Yeah.
you were kind of forced to go to the origins of theater, which was
There you go.
radio.
There
so
you
I
go.
mean, you're used to obviously, traditional theater, but was there a learning curve for you to go back to the radio way, or?
Yeah, big time. I think that we just had to communicate with our audiences.
Yeah.
Hey, it's going to be okay. I know you're scared
Yeah.
to all come into a theater. We don't want you in our theater right now. We
Yeah.
don't know what's going on. But you're absolutely right that radio, old-time radio, was a time when we could all come together and hear stories, and people would flock to that
Sure.
medium. It's funny because silent film, radio, TV, film, everyone thought, it's going to kill theater. It's going to kill theater, right? It's going to kill vaudeville, old vaudeville. But really, vaudeville actors, they got work in radio, they got work in television, they got work in film. And in fact, theater thrived because it created a new way to commodify and acting, to commodify our instruments. And radio specifically, let's remember, it's an oral medium.
Yeah.
But what do we call folks that go to the theater? We call them an audience, audio.
Yeah.
Because the primary way of communicating in theater is actually the spoken word, right? That's where it starts. They say two planks and a passion. You don't need a whole spectacle set.
Yeah.
You just have the passion, which is the dude sitting there, and then he's standing on two pieces of wood. That's theater.
Yeah.
Now, for film or for TV, we say viewers because it's a visual medium.
Sure.
So that's a little different. I like theater that is a composite of both.
Yeah.
Like I love a good spectacle. I grew up
Okay.
as a child singer. I was a fantastic first soprano in the San Francisco Opera.
Yeah.
I was a sucky tenor, so I'm okay, but I'm not going to make any money doing it. So I had to get into something.
Opera, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's what I did as a little kid. I used to
Yeah.
and so the reason I bring that up is, so I grew up seeing all these $1 million sets.
Yeah.
You know, with Pavarotti and Placido Domingo. Yeah. So we just thought that was the whole thing. Hey, buddy. Yeah, go Pokes. Woo. So anyway, it's always happening here at OSU. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. No.
But
Exactly.
so that's what I'm saying. So I thought that theater had to be these big giant spectacles.
Yeah.
And so that's the kind of theater I like to produce.
Yeah.
But you really don't need that. And
No.
that's where radio comes in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's really cool because I listened to War of the Worlds. That was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Charlotte's Web. I mean, you guys did a really good job of promoting it, and that's what I noticed. Like honestly, kind of going back to the whole, when you think of OSU thing. Honestly, until I got here, I didn't know about theater. And I had a class in the. Well, I mean, I didn't know OSU had a theater. I mean, I don't know. I consider myself a supporter of the fine arts. I mean, my sisters, they did choir and band, orchestra, all that through high school. But yeah, I mean, but I saw the ads. I saw the ads.
I'm glad to hear it because they cost us a pretty penny.
Yeah, you're connecting with at least some audience. So.
Yeah, well, you probably saw we got our branding out there. You belong in OSU theater.
Yeah,
and that I mean that I live, eat, and sleep and breathe that.
Yeah,
because when you it's a way that we work. Yeah, if you get a group of people working together to create something where the story comes first. Right? That gets exciting. Where it's not about like, oh, look at me, look at me, look at me.
No, you.
Yeah.
Starts with you.
It's like, hey, we have to put this story first, and guess what? We want to hear your story. We want to hear you belong.
So is that the slogan? Like, is that new this year? Is that your new brand?
Yeah, I brought that here, and I think it's because our industry's changing.
Sure.
It used to be that it was just like my way or the highway.
Yeah.
I've been watching the Last Chance of You on Netflix.
That's a great show.
I love it. I love it. And it's actually those yelling, screaming football coaches that you see on there. That used to be
theater.
That used to be theater directors.
Yeah.
You would break an actor down so that they could create that character.
Yeah.
And we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Your generation doesn't stand for that.
Yeah. Well,
we have to make it a safe, not just physically safe.
Yeah.
We have to make it mentally safe,
Yeah.
spiritually safe, psychologically safe. And you know what? It's a better world that way.
Yeah.
So check this out. There's new jobs you can have in the theater where you used to have you have a fight choreographer, right? Because it's not real.
Exactly.
Okay, so we make it so that it's safe, so that you don't die making it look like you're dying.
Yeah.
But there's other things that happen in the theater. There's intimacy, right? You have that famous stage kiss.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be it's just like, okay, kiss, right?
But they're actually not.
No,
not doing
now
this this year.
there is, it's choreographed. You have intimacy directors, so that because really, it's about you'd be amazed how in choreographing that you can make it look far more real than just telling someone to go. Because personally, you don't want to put someone through that. It's traumatizing.
Yeah.
There's power issues, power dynamics, and that's why we just don't yell and scream anymore.
Yeah.
In order to create drama and conflict on stage, you need to keep it chill off stage.
Yeah.
That's the difference. You want it boring.
Yeah.
You want it to be. I want people to come in my office and fall asleep.
Yeah.
I don't yell.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Speaking of yelling, it reminds me of Whiplash, that movie with Miles Teller, the drummer, and
you go.
He crashes the car, still shows up to the performance, but
that was old school. And I'm saying old school. We're talking this change has happened in the past 5 years.
Really?
5 years ago with the Me Too movement, that hit theater big time. Because you had people that frankly looked like me. I mean, you don't know my background.
Sure. Well,
but
now with this show, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to learn your background.
Exactly. So I'm a mutt. My mom's side are all Eastern European Jews.
Okay.
My dad's side are all Yugoslavians, right? My grandfather's, my name is actually Krasnovision.
Okay.
But nobody could pronounce that when my grandfather came over. And if you understand world history, Yugoslavia weren't really into the Jews. So there's my we're just saying that the two sides of the family didn't get along very well.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because that kind of the way if I behave the way my forefathers, my ancestors behaved, which they were kind of rough people.
Yeah.
You can't do that now.
Yeah.
You have to we all have to go to anger management school to become theater directors now. You can't you can't bring that into the rehearsals anymore. And it's thank you to your generation who's like enough's enough.
Yeah.
We're not going to put up with people discriminating.
Sure.
We're not going to put up with people treating genders differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
And and we all need you to recognize that non-binary genders as well. Like there's a whole movement that your generation is doing, and it's so thank you.
Yeah, well, exactly. It was just me, only me.
Yeah, that's right.
Had to do with it. Yeah. So you said you're from California. You're in Chicago, and it was weird. I was looking on your, your biography on the website, and it just says Chicago, Chicago, Chicago.
Yeah.
Like you were infatuated with Chicago.
Well, okay, so I got there. As I said, I went out there on a opera scholarship to Northwestern. I got a full ride with an opera scholarship.
That's
and then
awesome.
but because I was like this tall until I was 17.
Yeah.
And then my voice changed, and they were like, I don't know, man. Because male voices actually don't mature until you're like in your 30s, late 30s.
Yeah.
So I transferred into theater and met folks there. And it was a good time at Northwestern.
Yeah.
Okay, check this out.
All right.
Down the hall,
David
Schwimmer was there.
Wow.
Plays Ross and Friends. The other side, Stephen Colbert. That was just in my dorm. Yeah, Stephen Colbert, as in the late night. Yeah. So
do you keep in touch with them? Or
so David Schwimmer and I started Looking Glass Theater with our buddies there.
Wow.
And we were roommates coming out of college, and he's still very much part of the company. And Stephen Colbert he supports us, and when we have a gala, he'll stream in, and he came. That was a lot of fun. We did that a couple weeks ago to raise some money.
Wow.
And so it was a good year. Something was in the water then. There was just a lot of really strong performers. And look, my theater was born out of that. So we set up shop in Chicago. None of us were from Chicago.
Just all transplants.
It was a time, as I was saying, where there was room for growth. There was Steppenwolf Theater, where John Malkovich comes from.
Yeah.
They had set up shop. They were the big dogs on campus then. But then there was just a few other theaters, and then we got it going, right? And so that was. I ended up. So the way it works in our industry, you do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
You got folks that do theater, but then to make money, you have to be your own patron. So either,
Okay.
and I was a lousy waiter.
Yeah.
So I couldn't wait tables to make money.
Yeah.
So I got into education. So I
Okay.
was working in Chicago public schools, teaching theater skill sets, how to communicate, proper diction, how to not have stage fright. I actually worked with athletes to help them in terms of, because they have to speak in front of cameras. So we
Sure.
did what's called applied theater, where
Applied?
applied theater. So
Applied theater.
that's where people would hire me for mock trials.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I
Cool.
play a
Yeah.
opposing lawyer
Yeah,
or defendant,
yeah.
or we would stage case studies for medical professionals,
Okay.
or for the financial institutions.
Yeah.
Right. So we would create plays out of these
That's
case
cool.
studies.
That's really cool.
It helped pay the bills. It helped pay for my other art. And
Yeah.
so that's, actors, we're hustlers. We do whatever
Yeah.
it takes. Whoever's
Yeah.
hiring, we're there. We'll show
Yeah.
up. And people, there's nothing glamorous. Yeah, a few people, as I said, like David
Yeah.
Schwimmer, he's got a fancy
Yeah.
career.
Yeah.
But you get up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
to get there and get into hair and makeup, and then you're there until 2, 3
Yeah.
o'clock at night, especially on shoot days for a weekly sitcom. It's a rough life,
Yeah.
but when you're wired this way, you just do it because
Yeah.
that's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
go
that's
ahead.
what I was just going to say, and that's what
Yeah.
brought me down to Oklahoma, because I was in Chicago for 35 years.
Wow.
I'm more of a character actor. You see me waving my hands
Yeah,
around,
no,
so I do a lot of walk-on
I
roles.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
I play a lot of doctors
Okay.
on TV.
Yeah.
I look,
Yeah.
but I've looked like this since I was your age.
Yeah.
Like, I literally I lost all my hair at like 19.
Yeah.
I played 50-year-old men since I was 19, and now I've grown into my
Yeah.
role. So if you're
Yeah.
hiring, I'm
Okay.
ready to go.
Oh, noted.
I'm
Yeah.
rocking my
No, I like
BV&T.
it. I like
that?
it.
Yeah,
The little.
yeah.
and
This
then
is coming back.
It is.
Talking about, I got with this matches the furniture.
Yeah.
In the 60s, this is what my grandfather, he was a physicist.
Okay.
And so I come from a family of educators. And this is what he would wear. I have one of his originals.
Cool.
And you get the
Is
turtleneck, the
Is it
tee.
always yellow or
This one's yellow. I got an orange one
Okay.
that I wear for
Fridays?
Fridays. I'll
Yeah.
wear it tomorrow. So
Yeah.
yeah. So normally I rock the B&T, which is the
Okay.
blazer and the turtleneck, but I got
Ooh.
the V in between.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the
Cool.
BV&T.
The BV&T.
Yeah.
All right, and then you got the little green.
Oh yeah, I always
That's
do the
cool.
pocket squares
I
because
like
I
it.
got to show up. In fact, I forgot to get all dressed up for you. I brought you some theater swag.
Oh, thank you.
See, you belong in OSU theater. I don't know
Yeah.
what a close up is there. If we're
Yeah,
getting
well,
that. Yeah, we can get
all
that
right.
later. That's for you.
All right.
Now you can say you belong, and then
I'm gonna put this right on my backpack.
yeah,
Yeah.
do that, please. You
All right,
belong in
and
OSU
then-
theater, and then this shows you that I'm legit. I didn't just come off the street. It's head of theater.
All right.
They haven't given me tenure yet. Is this going to mess up this show going to mess up my tenure standing? Because I'm still waiting for the Board of Regents to give me
Yeah.
tenure. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I hope not.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so.
Okay, good. good.
So, okay. Dana, I drew a blank, but, all right. Yeah. Hey, it happens. It happens. You gotta improve. And,
Well, we love it when you draw a blank in the theater.
Yeah.
We love mess ups because it
Yeah.
gives us an opportunity to start improvising.
Sure.
So I'm hoping that it was
Yeah.
just like my magnetic personality
Yeah.
that just sucked the molecules out of your brain.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
was what did it.
Yeah. Well, okay. I guess I remembered. So it seems like you like sports though, right? Because I'm a big sports guy. You talk about.
I
pro
grew up a
sports.
Giants fan, 49ers
Okay.
fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good taste. My grandma, they live in the Bay Area too. They love.
Yeah.
she
And if
loves
anybody
Giants.
remembers, I grew up in the 80s, and that's when the
Yeah.
Niners were actually good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me an acting tip. All right?
Okay. So Aristotle,
Okay.
he taught us back in 4000 BC
Okay.
that our job in the theater is to mirror the world. So we're going to do a little acting exercise
All right.
right here. So I
Okay.
want you to be my mirror.
Okay.
Right. So whatever I do, you're going to do it at exactly the same time.
Okay.
Right? And then
Okay.
it's like you're mirroring reality.
Go Pokes.
Go, folks. Yeah. So you have to remember, it's not just about the body, it's about the face. You got to get that going too. Right? And we always warm up before. So it's like we do lion, roar, lemon, roar. See, here's the thing. See, you're getting embarrassed. And here's the problem.
It's funny.
Everybody is a fantastic $1 million actor when they're 3 to 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
And then somehow, I don't know what life does to you.
Yeah.
It tells you, oh, we got to be tough. We can't act a fool. Like, do you understand? It's called acting a fool. That's how you make $1 million.
Acting. Keyword acting.
Acting a fool.
Yeah.
The actors are the truth tellers.
Yeah.
Your job is to say the truth no matter what. That's why like jokesters or a jester to the king.
Yeah.
Do you know why jesters were there? Why is there's the guy acting a fool? He was the only one who the king could actually trust. Everyone else is trying to gain power.
Okay.
And the king thinks you're trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The jester's job, because he was paid to say, I'm going to speak the truth, and I'm just a fool, so you can't kill me.
Yeah.
It's my job to insult you. So he would speak the truth. That's your job.
All
right. The tip is that one, your job is to mirror the world. So we just did that game to mirror the world.
No, that was fun. I like that.
Yeah, that's the first acting exercise.
All
Like
right.
you would get an A in an acting class because that's
Awesome.
literally day one.
Okay.
To mirror the world around you. But then the other thing is be yourself.
Sure.
Acting is not putting on a costume. Acting is being comfortable in your own skin. Right? And the moment you get that, and it's not about fronting, it's not about like, oh yeah, I'm a badass. No, it's that even if I am who I am, because I was a big nerd in school, right? And like everybody, as I said, I was this tall until I was 17.
Yeah.
So I was in inner city San Francisco. I got my butt kicked every day.
Yeah.
But the ladies liked me
Yeah.
because I was just like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable in my own skin.
And that's rare these days.
It's
really.
rare. And then I grew up now I got the swagger.
Yeah, I love it.
So
I love
it's kind of like us nerds. We grow up and then we work for Microsoft.
Yeah.
So my son
it.
actually does work for Microsoft,
Awesome.
by the way. He's graduating from Northwestern. He
Northwestern.
grew up in the theater, and he was like, Dad, I know you struggled, so I want to make money like up front.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna work in computer engineering, but he got this internship this summer because he knows how to complete a sentence because he grew up in the theater.
Yeah.
So there you go. So that's why anybody at this school take intro to stage entertainment,
Okay.
take acting one. It's not because I'm trying to get you to be an actor. I'm just trying to get you to be comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
And so to me, it should be a required class.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to make it one.
Okay.
Because I got this right here.
Yeah.
And it's my job to, I'm the head of theater, so it's my
Okay.
job to make sure that all our classes are full. So,
Exactly.
So I came to your show. Are you going to come take a class?
Oh yeah, maybe. I've actually heard a lot about like the theater electives that they're good, fun electives. So yeah.
Theater's growing. We've
Yeah.
grown. Okay, I'm not just blowing smoke up
No,
here.
I'm-
Yeehaw!
I
It's
don't-
that we 77% have grown in 1 year, just because. Well,
Yeah.
I said my truth.
Yeah.
You belong in OSU theater, and people listened.
Mm-hmm.
It also helped that there was no COVID last year, and I
Yeah.
was able to fly to 10 states and do some
Yeah.
recruiting.
But yeah, I mean that's what I said though. I mean, not until I stepped on a campus, and then everywhere on campus, I saw that you belong in OSU theater.
There you go.
It's around campus, and so yeah, I mean, I'd expect the growth, and
Good.
you
Yeah.
got it. So
We teach this one class called Digital Branding for the Performer. It was going to be called Electronic Media for the Performer, but your head didn't like that we're using the word media.
Yeah, 'cause
so I
that's
had to
kinda
change.
like-
I had to change it. It was like copyright infringement
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
So I agree with them. So we came up with a better name.
Yeah.
Digital Branding for the Performer. So we make sure that your website,
Mm-hmm.
your Insta, Facebook is on point, right?
Okay.
Their social media
Yeah,
game is on
yeah.
point, like my socks. Have you
Yeah,
noticed that
I
my
love
sock
it.
game's good?
Sock
All
in the
right?
Vans. That's repping San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Levi's, there you go. You got
Yeah.
that. And then
Oh, it's Levi's. Or
Yeah,
I
this
thought they
is
were
the- yeah.
Vans. Okay.
well, I got Vans. I didn't wear Vans today, but these Levi's, which is also a San Francisco company.
Yeah.
And then I got these socks for the opening of War
What
of the
is it?
Worlds.
Okay.
It's a
Okay,
cow getting
Abducted
beamed up, abducted.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going
By
to do
a-
some experiments on
by a
this
UFO.
by a UFO.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's also the sock game.
Yeah.
That's helped us get our theater enrollment up.
I love it. So, already, folks, yeah, that's it for episode 5. Again, Mingle with Engel. Dr. David Kersnar.
That's right.
Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. It was so super fun.
Anytime, happy to come by. I love it here in Oklahoma. So I
Awesome.
plan to retire here. I'm
Good
gonna
to
grow.
hear.
I'm gonna keep growing this beard, just get long and look like
yeah.
the rest of you Oklahomans.
Awesome. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you later.
Go Pokes! Go Pokes!
Awesome. That was super fun. Thank you. Yeah.
OMG.